I just got off the phone with a lady, and she was, asking some good questions about wrestling. Her kids are new to wrestling, and I mentioned this, and she thought it was very helpful. So I'm going to say it here too. So if your wrestling is chaotic, sometimes just reining it in and having a system in place is important. So what is a system? A system that tells you what to do by default is telling you what not to do. So like I told her, if you go to a Gold's Gym, it's 100,000 square foot of space. I don't know, maybe 200, I'm not sure. And you have a strength and conditioning plan, and you go to the gym, you're not going to touch probably 98% of that equipment. Some of it is for the Division I football linebacker. Some of it is for the elderly lady who had a hip replacement. There's pulley machines. There's everything. There's the steroid monsters. They have their little section, and they're picking up 900 pounds of weight. There's the bouncy balls that the women are sitting on there, and they're doing the dumbbell curls. Some of that you might need depending upon where you're at. But so when you have a strength plan, whether you're a middle school tennis player, a high school gymnast, a high school football player, a college football player, a wrestler, or maybe you're just a 42-year-old mother who's trying to lose weight and get in shape. So the system that directs you around that 100,000 square foot facility and those many hundreds of different exercise opportunities, it's telling you exactly what to do. Okay, nope, there's the pink bouncy ball. I'm not going to sit on that. I want to be a Division I wrestler. Oh, there's the deadlift station. Here I go. You are not going to touch the pulley machines. So by default, your system is telling you what not to do. And this is a problem in wrestling. We have 18-year-old kids who have wrestled since they were 6 who are drilling half Nelsons right now today in America in high school practices. And they're drilling, waist ankle breakdowns and stuff. Then we have 5 and 6-year-olds who have never wrestled before, who literally cannot tie their own shoe yet, drilling how to do a Russian 2-on-1. It's silly. So, what we do is this, and this is on our online wrestling academy. It's a 4-part wrestling course, 272 wrestling techniques broken down into basics, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. So they're prioritized into order of importance, just like mathematics is. You don't learn pre-algebra until you learn how to add and subtract, right? But if you're an 18-year-old and you have a 3.2 GPA and you're going to go to the University of Missouri next year and study biochemistry, you better not be doing addition and subtraction in your algebra 2 class. Your parents would be upset because the wasting of their time and tax dollars, and the teacher should get fired. You should be doing algebra 2, right? And by the same token, your 8-year-old shouldn't be doing algebra 2. So there is a prioritizing the techniques in order of importance, and then further compartmentalized into common positions. And some positions are common to all wrestling. So the proper way to catch a grounder is no different for a 6-year-old, a boy or girl, than it is for a Division I softball player or the St. Louis Cardinal shortstop. This is how you catch a grounder. That will never change. Okay, so there are some wrestling techniques that are that way too, right? Now there's variances like, a fireman's carry. There's a little trickery and variance, but for the most part, a fireman's carry is a fireman's carry. Whether you're 6 or 26 years old, it doesn't matter. So from a common technique standpoint, we have to keep that in mind. But as we get more experience, there are different counters. And let's say, you get to a head outside leg attack on someone. My nephew's good here. He'll shoulder slip around the corner. So a shoulder slip, is that common in freshman wrestling or JV wrestling, or kids who wrestled 2, 3, 4 years of experience or less? No, but it's very common. So there are some common positions that only become common as your level of experience grows. Okay, so that's what you're going to want. And if you want to make up your own drill plan, go ahead and do it. But at our camps, our online wrestling academy, it's a membership. It's like $19 a month. There's a registration fee of $250. It's an expensive program to build. and very expensive to market, and it's placed on a third-party platform called Lightspeed, which is mind-blowing, but I pay them heavily as well. So I wish I could give it to you for free, but you know, I wrote a $34,000 check to Bill that I can't do that. So you know, we could probably sell it for $900, but no one would be able to afford it. Well, a lot of people couldn't, but you know, a registration fee and a monthly payment, it works out very well. So our online academy is what you need. Skip a tournament, skip a so-called national tournament, and don't spend that $700 for 3 matches where you watch your son or daughter wrestle for 11 minutes. You just spent $900 for 11 minutes of wrestling. Take that $900, get a 12x12 wrestling mat. Don't get a 10x10, they're a waste. Get a 12x12. They don't even sell them used. Don't even look. Go to AK Athletics, Tiffin mat, Dolomer, Resolite. Those are the 4 that I would recommend. One of those, the mats are pretty much all the same no matter what. Get the roll up Easy Flex mat. Easy Flex, that's who I bought my mats from. They're tremendous. And get our online academy and just get great at wrestling. Have a couple of kids come over and you're like, oh, I'm a wrestling mom, I'm a wrestling dad, I've never wrestled before. Everything is taught step by step. Literally, I think a chimpanzee can use my system and learn how to wrestle. It's just simply amazing. I know I sound like I'm bragging, but it's just the facts. And for a high school or youth coach, the basics phase and phase 1 are practice plans. Print them off, tape them to your wall. That's your practice plan for the whole year for your team. Phase 1 is a practice plan for your varsity team. That's it. And for an individual use, you know, you're gonna follow the system. There's a coach's video there. The coaches section of how to implement our system. So whether you're a coach, you're someone at home with your kids, maybe you're a year-round coach, there's different ways of implementing our system. So I've got it all mapped out for you. Get a pen and a piece of paper, listen to the coaches section. You go to purlerwrestling.com, click online academy. There's some free samples there. It's pretty mind-blowing. But anyway, I'm getting distracted, the little sales pitch, but you need to know this stuff because you're probably gonna wanna buy it eventually, at least know what we have to offer. But if you wanna make up your own system and you think you can do it, go ahead. Either way, you wanna have a plan in place because you wanna take the chaos out of wrestling and you wanna take the chaos and uncertainty out. So what we do is we look at the predictability of a wrestling match. So there's a predictability of a baseball game. There's a double play, right? You have to learn how to throw a double play because it's very common in the sport of baseball. Well, excuse me, the sun is getting me. But you know, baseball is the same way. Free throw in basketball. There are certain sports that are just operate along the same pathway. Wrestling's no different. So what I told her, though, that really made sense to her was, you know, think about this also as far as taking the chaos out of wrestling. Some of it is experience. You know, you have to learn how to score in a live competition. So I could be a high school dropout, but if I've been selling insurance since I was 19 and you're a fancy Harvard graduate with a PhD in business and we get a job selling insurance, I'm gonna kick your ass, right? Because I can walk into a family's home and I can read the body language between the husband and wife and say, this is who I'm gonna talk to, this is the person who doesn't want me here, this is, right? And I've just done it and I've heard all the objections and I just know my product inside and out and I can tell stories about this family, that family, and I can say, hey, this, you know what, after talking to you, I really don't think this product is for you, but we have another product here. And then once your kids graduate high school and college, and then, I mean, you get my point. So I can also actually do a better job of helping the customer instead of saying, I want you to buy this product, right? Which is what most salesmen do. So, but I'm gonna kick the crap out of the Harvard grad. I guarantee it. Because I'm just a freaking gangster when it comes to selling insurance, because I'm a high school dropout, but I've been doing it for, you know, since I was 19, 32 years, you know, and I'm making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. I'm experienced. And so in wrestling, you just got to understand that part of their improvement is going to be experience, okay? So you want to kind of just understand that as well. But as far as taking the chaos out of your wrestling, adding some certainty and predictability, start looking for the common positions. What's the best 2 to 3 ways to score from these common positions? As you get more advanced, you want to go into the second tier and third tier of common positions. We'll start to learn some counters to counters, just like we do addition, subtraction, multiplication, all the way up to pre-algebra. And that's how we should be teaching wrestling. And that's what we do. That's the reason we're number one. If you have interest, you can come to our camps, clinics, whatever. We got it all. If you want to just figure it out on your own, that's good too. But this is the track that you should be on. And subscribe, like this, share this with somebody who needs it. We appreciate you guys following us. Good luck.